we're doing Imagine That. Thanks for tuning in. It's our weekly little party of the Music Minds. Got my buddy here, Scott Crawford, as always. Bill Guffey.
What's up?
Imagine Mike. You got Kyle over here. We just
Hey,
feel sorry for him. We picked him up on the side of the road
Fuck
when we
him.
came.
So he does have a badass Exodus shirt on.
Yeah, he does.
So
Also, we're going to have a music guest. We got Sam Porter in. One of our favorites that we go to all the
What's
time
up,
on
Sam?
Saturday night.
Yeah.
He's actually off for once, so we bribed him into coming in and doing a song or so for us. So
We gave
yeah,
him
man.
a 20
I'm
minute
excited about
smile.
and his boss and wife is here as well, Miss Jax.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Jackie.
Thank you guys for
Coming.
coming.
More
So,
estrogen,
Yeah,
you
a
guys.
few girls here finally. We got that going on. Like we do every week, we come to you guys on here. Hopefully you're following our page. We did start a new YouTube page up this week. Please subscribe to it while it's free. You can do that. We come on here, we do some news. The week, try to tell you about some new CDs, some of the concerts. And usually we do kind of a fun top 10. I think this week we were going to do our top 10 favorite shows that we've been to. Just quite a few interesting stories along with that we'll definitely share. So,
Full disclosure
Yeah.
on that, we are not responsible for the parties that were considered guilty.
yes. Yes. Anything we say cannot be used in a court of law or anything of the sort, at least. So.
Yes.
Cannot and will not.
So, let's we'll get into that. This week was Christmas. I hope everybody had a good holiday.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry ho ho. Yeah.
And this
Mine
is our
sucked. I had to spend it with
our,
my family.
our New Year's special. So
Yeah.
Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year. Yes.
Hope you start out good.
So, so let's get Sam on here. He'll jam out some song for us or so, and
All right.
All right. I'll step out
that.
and let him have my spot for just a moment.
yeah,
Yeah,
we'll get
get
some
your
news
angle
going.
ass down at the Pittsburgh.
You want to sit here?
Yeah, sure, you can sit there. What the hell are you doing, Kyle?
I'm just playing and you're singing, right?
No, no.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh, come on.
I may help. It depends on what you play. Anyway, everybody, this is Sam
Thanks
Ford.
for playing
Sam
YouTube. Howdy, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
man, definitely.
He plays all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
Round-
We
catch
got a
it
new
out.
band called Shotgun Revival. Check them out. Like us on
Absolutely.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What was it, the Rain Tree all the time?
Well, yeah. Do quite a few shows
Hagerstown.
at the Rain Tree. We'll be in Connorsville the 4th of January, I think, or the 7th. One of those days. Check out our Facebook.
Yeah, we always post that stuff on
Ask
there.
the boss.
Good reason why to follow
Ask the
page.
boss. That is right.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, definitely follow the page.
I'll play you all a real short little song I wrote if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
The whiskey and smoke, the moonshine and cocaine, they ain't what they used to be. The 3-day hangovers and the bridges I've burned, the women I've loved, are the lessons I've learned, the music I made with the money I paid, left a plenty wasted days. Now shot after shot, I drink up my pay, and with what I've got left, I'm smoking a day. Now sometimes I wonder if I've done it wrong. I lived out my life just like a sad outlaw song. So get me a 6-string and pour me some Jim Beam, and I'll sing the night away. In the neon glow with the beer and the smoke, there's no place that I'd rather be. I'm closing in on 40 with a worn down body, but my mind as sharp as a tack. This road that I've chose and all the pills of my nose left me old before my time. So give me a 6-string and pour me some Jim Beam, and I'll sing the night away. And for me on low with the beer and the smoke, there's no place that I'd rather be. There's no place that I'd rather be.
All right.
Heard her just sitting here in the rocking recliner with Scotty and sing songs and what I ever thought it would be.
You did it so well, man. You did it so well.
Hell yeah.
That was amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
Bill, I'm gonna trade you seats again. Thanks, Facebook Land. Thanks, Imagineer, for having me.
Yeah. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, Jackie, for coming.
absolutely.
That's awesome,
That's
dude.
awesome. Hell yeah. If you didn't see that, you will when you rewatch it. So
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
share the shit out of that. By all means. That's called talent right there, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were very blessed to have Sam here.
Always.
Thank you to him and his wife again for coming. Appreciate it.
Great to spread the local stuff, I'll tell you, man. So,
Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
all right. Well, I guess we can get into the news.
That put me in a real good ass mood, man.
I
Music can do that to your soul, you know.
Ah, yeah.
It's the best medicine. I'm telling you, through all this crap, I'm telling you, it's the
Yeah.
best thing that could ever happen for you. So it's
Yeah.
been a rough day. I had to do dialysis today.
Yeah,
so
man.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah.
for being a trooper, Mike.
Yeah,
Having us out.
I'm
Still doing
missing
this,
for
man.
the
It's
world,
amazing.
man. This is a lot tougher than people I think really can imagine. How with all the stuff we do to get things ready for this.
Yeah.
And do it's
Yeah, getting us all together.
it's something else. So
I'm sure it takes the energy right out of you, man.
Yeah.
But
it's great to see friends and old people. We've seen from school at Sunnyside or whatever else we.
I was just telling Bill on the way here, I've known Jackie since 7th grade.
I know.
That's a long
I
ass
know.
time ago.
It's
So-
it's pretty freaking cool.
that's
you
what's
know.
great about doing something local like this. We all know each other and helping each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thanks for doing it, Mike.
Yeah,
man. It's
yeah,
a blessing.
man. This
It really
this
is.
has been a great thing considering, like I said, music is the greatest medicine through all this for me. So,
Amen to that.
all right, for the first big story of the week, Nirvana, "Smells Like Teen Spirit" hit the 1 billion view mark on the internet. There was only really a couple other people that's ever done that. It's Guns N' Roses, "November Rain," and Queen, "Bohemian Rhapsody" are the
Yeah.
only other 2 videos that have been streamed that much. So Nirvana is in. So,
That's a big feat.
yeah.
It
It
is.
kind of makes me feel old though in some regards.
Yeah.
So I remember when that album came out. And
Yeah, oh
everything,
yeah,
so.
absolutely.
But that's pretty cool.
Cool.
Man, there's so many videos that kind of did a lot of stuff, growing up. I would say, I don't know, Michael Jackson Thriller probably comes in mind right off. That was always
yeah.
Remember how that everybody wanted to see that,
Oh, yeah.
all the hype behind it. And,
Oh yeah.
It's always
Stuff
like
like
the
that.
number one when it comes to best videos ever made. I think it always number. I'm surprised that's not on that list, but I guess because it's such a long video.
Yeah, it's
Maybe.
basically a short film.
That's a good one.
Most of Michael Jackson's videos are
With
short
some
films.
other, I know these are kind of funny, but pop was big back in video times. But like Madonna, "Like a Prayer."
Oh yeah.
Remember the hype and all
The black guy and
the hype behind that. and-
Catholicism.
yeah, all the church stuff. So that was always did something.
Yeah. Good video.
Let's see. What another one I was thinking about?
Good artist.
You know how some people had some videos and then kind of changed them. I know, Jeremy, Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam's Jeremy.
When that first came out, I mean, it really showed the kid blowing his head off and stuff, and then of course
Very graphic.
they couldn't, couldn't use that. And then I know 9 Inch Nails had that Closer video, was always real
Yeah,
messed
that's
up.
another real graphic
Uh,
one.
Yeah, all
I
the-
have the unedited version of that.
Me too.
I remember, right when that came out, there was a videotape,
Yep.
that double videotape he had of
Closure.
of
Yeah.
that, which was all fucked up.
Yep.
Those stuff.
Had the broken home video, short home video.
Yeah.
It was a snuff film.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really like a snuff film. That's what it was. Yeah. But that was interesting. And then I know Nirvana, like a heart-shaped box, kind of had a weird one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that
A little
video.
graphic kind of into it, but it's amazing some of the videos if you reflect back on them. Some of the ones that back then, like Sledgehammer.
Oh, Peter Gabriel.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Video.
yeah.
I mean, there's so much they put into those
yeah.
videos back when we were kids.
Great prog rocker, Peter Gabriel.
Yeah, with
Yep.
Genesis.
A video that really disturbed me as a kid was the Black Hole Sun video.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I watched that frying on acid in the hotel room somewhere.
Well, there's that.
I slammed pizza all over the walls and shit. It was
Oh
great.
my gosh.
Anyway.
All
Welcome to our
right.
world.
So, also, Stone Sour put on their website, and we put it on ours. If you follow our page, I'm on it all the time, putting stuff for you guys. They're going to share some unreleased material, some demos, and
Yes.
a whole bunch more stuff in 2020.
Who is?
Stone Sour.
Oh, okay.
So,
Anything Corey does, I'm all over it. So.
yeah. and-
I love Corey, but man, I just can't get into Stone Sour. I want to. I
I
really
like
do.
Stone Sour. I've always been a fan of them. but-
Bigger
Um,
Stone Sour.
Also,
than
if you didn't see on the page, he's wrote his own horror movie,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he's going to be putting that out here soon.
Yeah, I think Chris Denny commented on that,
That's
saying
good.
hopefully
Yeah.
Rob Zombie don't direct it, which
Yeah.
I'd be okay if Zombie did, but hopefully it's done
I
well.
think Corey should direct it if he wrote it.
Yeah,
He's
really,
got-
yeah.
he should.
He's got a brilliant enough mind.
Yeah, he should. I mean, I know he's also getting ready to write his 5th book, so I mean, he's accustomed to doing this kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
I mean,
His
yeah,
books are really good.
yeah,
too.
he should really
Are they?
do that.
Yes.
I read the first one. I haven't read any after that.
Yeah, they're all pretty good.
Okay.
They're all kind of autobiographical. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Biography, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's right.
They're just good
Autobiographical.
books. They're good books. You know,
Okay.
they don't have a lot of math in them, but
Yeah.
Matt?
So they're also going to do a live album. It says too.
Slipknot.
Stone
Sour.
Sour. I
Oh,
think
Stone
so,
Sour.
From what I'm reading on here.
Cool.
So. All right. Next, this kind of was an interesting story because we'll talk about some more of something reflecting back on it. But Slash was interviewed just a month or so ago, and he was talking about some of the greatest cover records. And he said Metallica Garage Days was by far he thought the greatest cover album. And, you know, that's probably true. That's one of them.
I need to go back and
But,
listen to that again.
But it's pretty.
So
It's
good.
kind of cool.
No, they went doors.
Yeah, that's one of my had.
And
But you know, like the tributes or
you just got
cover
the
albums.
for that.
You know,
Yeah,
yeah. We actually talked about last week that Doors, Immaculate.
Stone
Inception,
Stone
Stone
Immaculate.
Immaculate.
Yeah.
Oh my
That
God.
is incredible cover album.
Yeah.
Stone Temple Pilot, Creed.
Yeah, that's
People
Scott
on
Weiland's
there.
on that.
You need to check that out if you haven't checked that.
Days of the New.
favorite.
That's another one
Uh,
I need to revisit.
That Led Zeppelin one was really good too.
Which one?
The start with an E.
Who did that?
Oh,
we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Iconium.
Great White.
Yeah.
That's what. No,
Didn't-
this is the various artists he's
Yeah.
talking about.
Okay,
Oh.
Had
okay.
Blind Melon on it.
Yeah.
Henry
Really,
Rollins.
really good.
That is the one I was talking
But the
about.
Great White tribute to Led Zeppelin is one of the best you'll ever see hear in your fucking life. It's unreal.
Okay.
Yeah,
There was
um,
Led Zeppelin all-girl tribute band that released a record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were
And,
pretty good.
David Bowie had one that was really, really good that I grew up on, like Pinups. It was
Yeah.
like an old 70s
Yeah.
album, and he was all covers, and
Yeah.
that was really good.
Wow,
Uh,
man.
And I always liked and it was always fun, the Carpenters.
Oh, if I were Carpenter?
Yeah, If I Were
that
Carpenter.
that was a good one.
I mean,
I
that
remember
they had
that.
some great people on there
They did.
doing their
Yeah, you need
songs.
to
So,
put that list on the page
Yeah,
and pin
yeah.
it so we can
so
all.
if you guys got any, post them on there too, or you can ask questions and stuff while we're on here. We see them all. So.
Yeah, there was a really good Ramones cover album.
Oh, yeah,
that was really good.
Metallica, Pearl Jam,
And
and
YouTube was on it.
U2. Even theirs was good.
Gosh, there's so many good ones. I need
There's a
to.
lot.
Yeah,
I need
there's-
to listen to all
but
these.
Was talking about that.
I'm in the
kinda
dark
reflected
here.
back on how cool some of those cover albums were, and
Yeah.
it made me want to share some of that because I thought there were some really good ones.
Yeah,
Just
heck
did
yeah.
a really good version of
Two-
Rock and Roll Radio.
Yeah.
A couple others that really good if you're listening and want to hear tribute albums. Kyle mentioned it last week for an album cover, Kiss My Ass,
Yeah.
Kiss tribute album. It's super good. And also check out NIV Volume 1 and 2, which is the various artists.
Yeah,
and
that's
Black
good.
Sabbath.
That's a really,
Yeah,
really good
okay.
one too. Pantera.
Those are fucking
Yeah.
I've
killer.
heard that
That's a really
Pantera,
good one,
Planet
too.
Caravan.
There's so many. So I mean, you've got some shared to us, and that's a good conversation piece. I think. So,
Yeah, we need to make a pinned post for that on the page
Yeah,
for sure.
really cool.
That'd be great.
And Johnny Cash. You think Johnny Cash? Number 4. The Johnny Cash, the man comes around.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
part of the cover.
Yeah.
Cover album.
There's a bunch. Well, he had covers on all of his American label
Yeah,
albums.
that was-
so,
Yeah, he did Rusty Cage.
Forgot
and-
almost about.
yeah.
Yeah, he's man.
So,
Horse hurt.
another good story this week. You're gonna dig this. They are starting. They've kind of been doing it, but it's not getting the attention until now. They're doing a what they call Dime Dash.
Yep.
It's
Dime
a dime
Bash.
Dime Bash.
Dime Bash. It's a dime bag Daryl, kind of tribute thing, and from the co-founder. He's from Danish Plan and stuff like that. He's in too, and it's going to have people like Dave Grohl is going to be there. Some other people like Corey Taylor, Rex
Big
Brown,
names.
Scott Ian, Charlie.
Benete.
Benete, some other
John
guys.
Five, all kinds
So
of
it
guys.
sounds like this is going to be
Big.
kind of a new thing they're going to try to do every year.
In the
On a
past,
dime
it's
bag.
been. Sorry, man, I didn't mean to
Yeah.
interrupt. But in the past, it's been kind of smaller. This sounds like it's going to be a much bigger event.
Yeah, sounds like it's going to be pretty cool. So
Oh, yeah.
hopefully they'll be on TV or something. That'd be nice.
They've released DVDs of the last few.
Oh yeah. That's
Okay. Heck yeah, man.
Also, Iron Maiden is definitely rumored to have completed a new album. I found that online. Let's see, what I got here. The British heavy metal legends haven't released any fresh music since 2015. That was the Book of Souls.
Very good album.
Yeah, which was recorded by
Good
year before that in Paris, France, with one of their longtime producers. So it looks like they're going to be having a new album out here real soon. They might even make it to tour this summer with that.
Yeah.
So that's
Good for Maiden.
yeah, good for us, good for Maiden. So
One of the greatest goddamn heavy metal bands
yeah,
ever.
they're pretty good. I took Kyle to one of those shows and we had a great time. It was incredible. Oh yeah, I have some great pictures on the site that I
Yes.
took of Alice and them on there.
Yeah.
Also, I thought this was kind of funny. Roger Daltrey keeps complaining that he's sick of people smoking pot at his shows.
He said that like a year ago.
Well, let's see. You front the Who.
I know. I was like,
I mean, that's any show.
what
man.
else
You
does this guy
just-
get to bitch about, man? Come on.
He was complaining about a year ago about it, like fucking with his voice. You've sounded like shit for like a decade. That has nothing to do with weed.
Yeah, that's an opinion. You're allowed to have
Yeah,
one.
he's probably just saying that for excuse.
Yeah. Well, fuck Roger
But
Daltrey.
I don't know. There's him and Pete have been acting really weird lately with some of the shit they've been saying. So I don't know.
Broke that all
Yeah,
night.
people are gonna smoke at live shows, man. It's just
Yeah.
you gotta accept
What
it.
him saying the other day, he said that they were the reason heavy metal music was.
Yeah.
Oh wow, trying
Come
to
on,
take
dude.
credit for things that they don't deserve
I think
credit
maybe
for.
he needs to smoke some of that stuff from the people in the front row.
Yeah.
I mean, the only way they could avoid that is playing indoor venues, that are non-smoking, and still you're going to get some people smoking.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Oh,
Deal with it. Lord have mercy.
oh.
Where's the boss? Come on, get us moving,
Yeah.
will you?
All right. So, also, a really cool story. We've talked about this before. We always talk about the 27 rockers who died at 27.
Yeah.
It's a really cool story. If you've seen it on there, you should read it. We put on there. It's so cool about all these people at age 27. There's been a lot more than the people you really think about.
Yeah.
I was
Than
thinking
that.
there was even more than what was on that list.
Yeah, they list 27 different people that have died at age 27. Now you obviously know Kurt Cobain, Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, Brian Jones,
Janis
Joplin,
Amy
uh,
Winehouse.
I mean, there's
Shannon.
Shannon,
Who
Yeah,
was
some guys-
27?
Yeah.
Wow.
You guys, you're right. He the Stooges,
Yeah.
Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
So
Jerry was 27?
uh,
No,
no.
that's a Pigpen man.
Okay. I was gonna say.
Jerry was in like his.
But still,
It's
man.
really eerie, cool story to read if you
Yeah.
get the time. You should do this. There's several books about this dude that really blow your mind.
It makes you nervous when a young new artist comes out when they turn 27. It's kind of like a feat to make it past that age.
I know,
Yeah.
man.
So I thought I wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah, I know, man.
We've all been there.
All sex, drugs, rock and roll. We've been there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, all right. Well, another really cool story. This was a really one of the better ones this week. The guys from Green Day donated $2,000 money to help pay for a Denny's that a bunch of punk rocker guys tore up during their little
Yeah.
after their show. And I got to read the story to you. It's so funny because this is how smart this kid was. But yeah, okay, it says something about all that stuff, and it talks about to get up to speed, a 17-year-old named Bryson Del Val in Santa Ana, California, went viral after throwing a hardcore show for a band called Waco in Denny's restaurant. He apparently booked the venue and saying it was for his birthday party. And the fans caused major damages with the aggressive moshing. After the show, Denny handed the organizer an $1,800 bill for the damages, and he launched a GoFundMe page. And so Green Day gave him the money to help pay for the mess.
That was cool, man. You know. But how many times does that happen? You know, like
Isn't that
small
awesome?
venues getting trashed.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was so funny.
That's a great story, though.
Yeah, that kid was pretty creative there to think about doing that.
So many hardcore punkers like shit on Green Day, and I'm a fan of Green Day. My kids like Green Day. It's something that,
they're good. I mean, pretty simple group, but they know what they're doing.
and that gives them an extra accolade. You
Yeah.
know, kudos for them.
Way to go, Billy Joe.
Another story that was kind of cool about Metallica this week. This is kind of short, but they the cover for Ride the Lightning. These guys were talking about it in an interview where Stephen King's It was kind of how they the book It kind of gave them the idea to make the cover art for that. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah.
I put a story about that on there.
Cool.
Okay.
I saw that. I didn't get a chance to read it.
Now, obviously, I had to write this story down for you, Scott. I mean, I know, what's that girl, that Grande girl, you know, you like?
Ariana Grande?
Yeah, she came out with a new CD this week in Kanye West, so I knew you would want to know about that.
Ariana Grande, huh?
You're a big Kanye West fan too.
Yeah. Did you
It's
see
a gospel album, too.
Did you see what that dumbass wants to change his name to?
Oh, I'm
Jesus Marcellus Wallace, King, Queen, dumbass, Django,
nothing that guy does surprises
Yeah,
me,
he's
man.
nuts
He's
out.
Django Unchained.
He was
So,
mad.
yeah, he's doing gospel now. He found God. So
He was mad at
See,
South
look,
Park.
even he could find God, Scott. See,
Well, I found it.
Yeah.
But I think he was the one. He was mad at South Park for animating him in
Oh,
a certain way.
yeah.
The
So,
gay fish episode.
Hey, also, I know you're a big fan of Drake and Travis.
There's another one.
They
you're a
got
fan of.
they put some surprise music out for the fans.
All
this
that
week,
was
so.
just for me.
Yeah.
Surprise.
But I know the most important part for him that I had to write down was that Mariah Carey, Miley Cyrus, Katy Perry, and all of them
I'm intrigued.
are on the Christmas charts this week. Since they did Christmas songs.
Okay,
so.
Kyle, settle down. I know you're
I was
excited.
intrigued.
I know if I didn't mention
Katy
Mariah
Perry
Carey or
excites every
Celine Dion,
man.
then I
Right, we have to do
I
that.
have to
He's
do
serious right now.
that.
But
Are you gay? She built like a
Hey,
brick shit house, man.
no bashing of the sexualities, Kyle.
Oh, sorry.
He's excited about Mariah Carey.
No.
Well, anyway, those four girls in a room, and the fact that Mike
Mariah,
said it
right?
like that.
No.
Oh,
Katy
spot on,
Perry.
to be honest.
Oh, Katy Perry. Okay, so Kyle's a Katy Perry fan.
Anyway,
Not really. She's the
Alright, another story.
Move along.
Man,
We're trying to span all genres, making everybody happy.
this was a interesting story. Just popped on there, so you guys might have not seen it yet. But Tina Turner had a display in North Carolina at you remember the Static Age Records,
course.
like an old jazzy kind of record store.
course.
Somebody defaced it with a red swastika
On who?
on Tina Turner's
That's
memorial.
inappropriate.
Yeah,
Wow.
so I'm sure we'll hear shit about that this
You
week.
mean there wasn't a riot?
No, right.
There will be.
Yeah. What's love got to do with it? I guess.
Yeah,
Sure,
hey, man,
yeah.
hey, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
that's
right,
They
inappropriate.
must need to hire a private dancer.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
detective.
Listen
know.
to these guys, big Tina Turner fans.
Apparently.
Oh man, this
Oh,
will get
man.
you too, dude.
Oh man.
Now, how weird is this? George Michael's sister died on Christmas Day a couple days ago.
That's terrible.
2 years to the day that he did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that
Okay.
weird?
It is
Yeah,
weird.
it's
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Did you say car accident?
I don't know what she did. So, but
car
yeah,
accident.
I've been. Yeah, I can't believe that.
George
Same
Michael's
day,
great.
same Christmas. You know,
Yeah.
their parents gotta hate Christmas. You know.
I would say.
Yeah.
There's one of those
That's
jokes
rough,
we
man.
tell you.
Yeah, that's rough.
Dave Mustaine's cancer.
Oh,
Michael's
yeah,
sister.
Yeah.
No filter.
Dark
I'm
humor.
gonna have, you know,
Dark.
now we're gonna
It's
have
dark.
Tina Turner after our ass.
The goat.
That's not the only Tina after
Yeah.
our ass.
Also, this was interesting. Lana Del Rey.
Oh yeah.
Somebody broke into her house and stole like all her recordings of her and her sister. She doesn't even have anything to back this up, apparently. So whoever stole these has got all her basically recordings. and
For
stuff.
master copies.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Pretty shitty of somebody. I think right on Christmas to do that.
You know what? The museum just got broken into a couple weeks ago. Who
Yeah.
Randy Rhodes.
Randy
Yeah.
Rhodes.
Yeah, Randy
and stuff
Rhodes.
like that.
Man, what's
Yeah,
up with
man,
these
that shit
thieves?
was found in a
Fucking
dumpster.
stupid people, man.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Also, I always try to say his name right. John Ferravu. Is that how you?
Karabe.
The guy from
Motley Crue.
no,
Settle down, Beavis.
no, the guy from just the Iron Mans. It's Happy and all the Iron Mans. He's announced that he's gonna do a second season of Mandalorian and stuff.
Well, of
You
course.
know, so
I mean, why wouldn't he? It's been like the biggest thing on.
yeah, no kidding.
I'm
His
not as-
stuff is incredible.
Yeah.
He's helped out
Not
with
a
Star
fan.
Wars movie and stuff like that. So
That baby
Um,
Yoda has been everywhere.
yeah.
Just so you
No
know, I'm
shit.
gonna start flooding your timeline with that.
Oh,
shit.
it already is.
I
I mean,
mean,
you can't do any more damage than what's
I
already.
mean, God, you know, can you see when we're fucking Yoda or something about Trump? I'm just so sick of your all that shit. on here.
Oh man,
Yoda
dude.
Trump.
It's insanity.
Also, yesterday, Don Imus died. You know,
Don Imus.
the crazy.
Rock Me Amadeus.
What, you making fun of the guy fucking dying now, too? God, man, it's fucked up
This
person.
guy.
I mean, fucked up sometimes, man.
John Imus was a racist
Yeah, he
asshole.
was a
Thank
weird
you.
bitch.
We should be able
I
to
mean,
laugh at that.
But he kind of was like the Howard Stern before Howard Stern kind of shit and stuff like
Okay.
that a little
Only
bit.
worse than
Yeah, but he was a racist
Wow.
prick, you know, so.
But anyway, he's
Uh,
dead.
we don't
he's
like
dead,
to see
79
anybody
years
die,
old,
man. We don't
you know,
wanna see
but
it.
he did break a lot of ground for radio, even though he's a dick. So,
True that.
also, I love this one. I wrote this down for you again because,
Me?
yeah, this
You
is
should.
A lot of
Yeah,
Scott
I know,
stories
man.
this week, man. All for
Um,
Scott. There's the
Robert
lot.
Patterson, and I'm sure he did this to you, saying you, said he'll do house porn if the new Batman doesn't tickle your fancy.
Hey, house porn.
I know he said it. I don't
That is
know.
an odd
I'm
statement.
not making this shit up.
That is very odd.
So does that mean he wants to fuck houses?
Well, whatever.
Is that in English?
Art house porn's what he called it. So
Boy,
yeah,
boy.
it was in the Guardian magazine.
He didn't say that to me.
I think he did.
No, because
Yes.
I'm pretty sure the new Batman will tickle my fancy.
Yeah, I know. I think he was thinking of you when he said that. So
Well,
Oh,
Robert Patterson
man.
or whatever your name is,
Patterson.
something like that.
Twilight guy.
That says everything right there. I'm stopping.
Yeah,
Oh.
He's the new Batman?
yeah, he's the Twilight guy.
Yeah.
Get ready, kids. We're gonna see a Batman that fucking glitters.
The glitter Batman.
Oh, Lord.
That'll be his new outfit.
Yeah.
So, all right, I thought that was funny. Also, another funny
It is
one.
funny.
Just Trump was tweeting this week. He got mad
Imagine that.
because they were showing Home Alone 2 in Canada, and they
Oh,
cut
wait.
him. They cut him out.
Oh yeah.
They
Oh,
cut
they
him
cut
out.
that scene out.
Yeah, they cut him out, so they
That's,
didn't want him in
that's
it.
like an iconic
I
scene.
thought
It
that was so
is.
funny.
Yeah.
And he got,
I just
he
watched
actually-
that.
He's so not so busy that he noticed it and tweeted it. You know that he was mad at Canadians for doing that.
You darn Canucks.
And then I mean, oh my God! If you guys didn't see John Mayer, I don't know what the fuck this guy's on, but he was like he went on the internet yesterday and he was doing this song about CVS bags. He was like singing about CVS bags, and he was bouncing CVS bags over the screen and making songs up about it. I think this guy has lost his mind.
That's
Sounds like he's been
insane.
hanging out with Kanye, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know.
Kanye,
You guys
whatever.
gotta look that up and see it. I don't know what the hell he was on, man. So,
John Mayer?
John
Yeah.
Mayer.
Man, he's a good
been
musician.
doing
Yeah.
a great job for
Getting off his
I
rocker?
don't know what.
Danny
I don't know. He must
Oh,
have
yeah,
been
he
smoking
is.
too much pot.
Man,
or
it's these
something.
gummies that have been, man, these gummies got everybody acting weird.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man.
I don't know. Check that out. It's
Down.
fucked up. You know?
Got everybody acting
Um,
acting a fool.
I know. Also, Billy Gibson.
Who?
Billy Gibson.
I remember
Gibbons.
Debbie.
Gibbons.
Who?
Gibbons? Okay,
Oh, yeah.
okay. Debbie Gibson, Billy Gibbons.
Dude
Uh,
from ZZ
Woo!
Top.
ZZ Top.
Gibbons.
Yeah, that's who we're talking about.
Wasn't he on King of the Hill once?
Him and
Yeah.
a guest list of all-star
They were.
guitarists recently united for a ZZ Top Legends Guitar
Oh,
3 benefit concert, and
That's good. He's
Uh,
tough.
it's got all kinds of people: Nancy Wilson, the Warren Hayes, the
Cool.
those guys
Cool.
doing some Earl Haggard and stuff on there. It's something you guys need to look out for because it seemed like there's so many people on this thing, and it looks like they're doing it every year. So I thought you guys would want to check out that.
For sure.
That'd be cool.
So.
Some great stories this week.
All right,
Yeah,
that's
man.
pretty much the news for the week.
The news
Um,
was actually funny.
I can tell you guys about some concerts, so a few of them.
Cool. Thank you.
Since we didn't do it last week, I'm just going to go through the new ones. But you got Chris Angel coming up at Muncie
I want to go so bad.
on the
I gotta
18th.
take my
That's
girls,
going to be
man. Got
really cool.
I don't know if I can afford it. But
Probably
I'm
never
trying.
happen again.
Right.
Jamie Johnson at Anderson Casino. You guys really should check him out on 31st.
Try to
Great
go.
guitar player.
Gonna try to go to that one.
Okay, you got Kiss on February 16th. Everybody will be into that.
Yeah,
SoFi on the 23rd
So
of
fly.
February.
Where's your cat? So fly.
Of course, everybody's into the Billie English. She's going to be at March
Billie
22nd at
Eilish.
Bankers
I
Live.
wish- You can't fucking
Yeah.
talk
I
today.
don't care about her anyways.
Well, the truth has been spoken.
Okay, you got all the shows coming on
There goes our
in the
kids.
summer. You got REO Speedwagon and Luke Bryan at the Motor Speedway. Room 5 on June 14th at Deer Creek. Journey and Pretenders on June 27th.
Stop believing, baby.
Mine Steve Perry though.
You got on July 2nd, you got Motley Crue down in Cincinnati with all those guys.
Oh yeah, big show.
July 16th, Alanis Morissette at Deer Creek.
Yeah, I think that's sold out already.
No.
I think.
I'd be, well,
I'll be
think
pissed
so.
as hell.
You better look it up.
July
I think it is.
29th, you got Chicago and Rick's Springfield.
Rick Springfield,
Yeah.
that'd be good.
June 30th, you got Doobie Brothers at Deer Creek, and June 16th, Black Crows.
I'll definitely be at that.
That will be a great show.
Will not miss that.
All
Maybe
right.
Sam can get on stage and sing She Talks to Angels with them.
I'd be all about that.
You'd do that, wouldn't you?
I tried.
Hell yeah.
I could party down with those guys. I heard they like to
Hell, I'd try.
get on down. All right, so fun thing for the week this week, we did our top 10 shows. We also got some great stories with these shows.
This could take a minute.
This could take me and Scott a minute. This really me and Scott's thing because it's going to take a little while on some of the stories that we share on this.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into stories.
So, but I will. I want to go around and ask everybody. So, Kyle, like you,
Okay.
what was like one of your
I'll be
best
quick.
concert? Like you?
I know you went to see this too.
And the gay drag does not work. You're not allowed to talk about that.
I saw this show twice. Primus and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh yeah, that's
No,
on my
man.
list.
That was
Yeah.
just the second half of that show when they played that record was just I'd sit there watching it the whole time, not reacting, just taking it all in.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's a
And
great one.
the record had just come out the
Yep.
day before.
Yeah, they were selling a lot of, like they had actual chocolate bars they were selling. They had Oompa Loompas on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on my list, man,
bought
for
one
sure.
of
Great show.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sam, what was like one of your favorite ones when you were kind of growing up?
I'd say my favorite show ever was going to Hank Jr. at the Nutter Center.
No, yeah.
That was my favorite. I was up close enough, and
Dave
that
Mann.
second half of the show where he sits down and plays acoustic, he pulled that chair up and said, "Now, Sam, I'm gonna play these songs just for you." That's the way Hank made me feel.
Yeah, that's what you remember anyway,
Oh, yeah.
right?
That's killer.
That's
man.
what he told me too.
Heck yeah, man.
Hell
Heck
yeah.
yeah.
So what Tool show are you going to tell us about?
You know what? I put Tool at the top just so I could say I'm not going to talk about a Tool show because I've done that enough. If you don't know, Tool puts on a phenomenal show. That's all I need to say.
I think actually Kyle came up with a great idea that for like a bet, you know.
That's
you
my
can-
idea.
That you cannot talk about. Let's see if you can't talk about Tool for 1 week.
Right.
Yeah.
That was my
So-
idea. Yeah. Like how many shows can Bill go without mentioning Tool?
Or, Tool affiliated.
And if you want to win that bet 0.
I don't know, that sounds like a drinking game. For
Right. Yeah, drinking game. How many times will Bill mention Tool in his show?
Y'all be
But
fucking
no,
shit before the end of the
without
show.
mentioning Tool, and I'm going to try real hard to make this quick, short, and sweet. You know, and instead of putting all the Ozfest and Lollapaloozas I went to, I'll just say that was a great time to be alive,
That
to
was
get to
incredible
go.
time. I went to all those too. They were
So many
incredible.
great live bands
Yeah.
that we got to see all in the same day. You know, started at 11 a.m. all the way till 11 p.m. Nonstop music and vendors and it was just an amazing time.
Jim Rose Side Circus and all that.
Jim Rose Sideshow, they had
That was so
sideshow.
cool.
The Ozfest did that, had sideshows.
That was cool.
Man, there was just so much going on at those Lollapaloozas and Ozfest. They were great. And I went to those many years in a row, consecutive
Mayhem.
years. Mayhem's
Mayhem.
after that, yeah.
Mayhem's coming back thing.
All the festivals, man. We'll just say all festivals were great.
Yeah, back then they put them on.
Yeah.
So my list, not in any particular order because all these shows are great for their own reasons. I want to say the Violent Femmes first. I saw them right around 2006 with a great friend of mine, Erica Sidwell. She may be watching. Shout out to her. Because I think, you know, just as important as the bands you go to see, the people you go to see them with helps create those
Hell yeah.
memories.
Oh, sure. Hell yeah.
You know, she's always been a great friend of mine. We had so much fun. But the Violent Femmes were such great musicians. The bass player changed out basses so many times. And one of the few times I ever saw a xylophone player. But they've got a few songs with xylophones. And that I segue that into my Primus, the same show Kyle talked about.
Yeah.
Because I said to, you know, my fiance, Dee Dee, something I never thought I would have said at a rock and roll show. And I looked at her and said, that xylophone player kicks ass.
Yeah.
Because he did.
He did the solo. And
You know, it was, they called it like
beautiful.
Primus and the Fungi Experience doing
Yeah.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. They remixed it, made it real psychedelic, had Oompa Loompas on stage, mushrooms. It was something to see.
Cool.
And then after that, just a couple 90s bands. I saw The Offspring in 95 with a couple other great punk bands. The Luna Chicks, four punk chicks that were just full of energy, great, and the Vandals.
Yeah.
Phenomenal punk band. But The Offspring, just great band. And still kicking today, man. Still putting out great music. And then after that, I put the Toadies because that's another 90s band. But I actually saw them on their anniversary tour for Rubberneck. They played it in its entirety.
Yeah.
But on top of that, they played some newer songs. That band is still alive and kicking. If you guys haven't listened to any Toadies for a while, look them up, man. They're still putting out music that's just as good as the music they were doing back then.
I know one of the guys is from Muncie too.
Yeah, I always forget to mention that. Yeah, one of the guys is from Indiana. So that's another good thing. Another great show was Rage Against the Machine. I forget the year, but they were at Deer Creek with Wu-Tang.
Yeah, I was there.
One of the, like, probably 94, 95-ish. One of the most violent crowds I ever been in.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And that kind of took away from the show, but just talk about some high energy, man. Like Rage, they had an energy unlike nobody else, man. And then I got to throw in my boys Green Jello. Just a great live show, and hopefully February 21st I'll get to take these guys and see how great that live show is. And my last one I got to put is Marilyn Manson on his Mechanical Animals tour, because I felt like, man, him and his band at the time was at the top of their game. Stage show, performance, everything was just, oh man, it was. I don't even know what to say about it. It was great. Well, that's my list, man.
Cool. All right. You want to nail something?
Sure. I didn't write a list. I'm just going to go from my memory because I've got probably 500 shows under my belt.
I'm the same way.
Not more.
That was a short list for me.
Oh, yeah. But, so just off the top of my head, like Bill said, all the festivals and stuff, the Ozfest, the Mayhems, the Lollapaloozas, all that.
Yeah.
All some good killer shows with killer bands. Some of them have made the list for their solo shows. But
Yeah.
one of my top favorite shows had to come from an Ozfest, and that's when I saw Tool in Ozfest '98.
Awesome, dude. I was
Because
there.
the energy, the crowd was nothing. I've still never experienced that.
Fires.
There were 5 fires in the lawn with pits going around them,
Yeah.
and the fence was tore down. The air of the pavilion and the lawn was full of sod, trash. It was pure chaos. It's the first and only
Yeah.
time I've ever feared for my life.
Yeah, which that's
That's
kind of a
serious.
bad thing when you think about the people working there and people's
Yeah.
safety. But
Yeah.
at the same time, you know, from a viewer's standpoint, the energy was just, it's unreal.
It was ridiculous. And I've seen interviews with other famous people, like the guys in Cold Chamber and Seven Dust and stuff, and they've asked them, what's your craziest memory from Ozfest? And they said
That was it,
Indianapolis in that year, '98. So,
And Tool's different. Tool's shows are not high energy like
Right,
that anymore.
right.
They're very laid back,
I mean,
more
that was-
psychedelic than they are.
I mean, that was on the Anima tour, so.
Yeah. But anyway,
Anyway,
carry on. We are Tool.
the first time I saw Kiss reunite in '96 with the original 4 members was a childhood dream of mine, and it finally happened. And that's one of the highlights of my life. Still to this day, I cried like a girl when they hit the stage, and I didn't stop.
Yeah.
So that was phenomenal. Actually,
Motley Crue and you're in the Wild Side video is pretty good
That's-
story.
that's one of my top
Oh,
favorites.
yeah.
My very first show ever was Motley Crue in '87, and they shot the Wild Side video in Market Square Arena, and I'm in it along with my cousin Heather, and you probably remember Michelle Goodwin and Rachel Kidd. They were all in it with me.
I still need to look that up.
It's,
I want to
pretty
see
cool.
that.
Yeah.
That was my first show, so it's obviously
a great show.
Shall what now?
sentimental.
Yeah.
Another one I got to go with Bill. Agree. Mechanical Animals, Manson, at
Okay.
Market Square Arena, which was the last concert I was ever at Market Square Arena.
Yeah, I miss that venue so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
we'll
I
do
remember being
venues
there.
another
That
night.
was one of the shows I went with them. I mean, a bunch of people got naked and were dancing around.
Oh yeah.
Weird.
Out in the
Guaranteed.
mosh area and stuff.
That's
it
interesting.
was just nuts.
Nudity.
That was one of the
Oh.
shows also, like, there were the protesters were outside. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
everything I read on the news. And-
Honestly, the protesters
that.
caused more problems
Yeah.
than the actual
I remember
concert
that
goers.
now. I forgot
I
about that.
heard
Yeah.
I heard the police saying that
Yeah.
the concert goers didn't
Yeah.
cause any trouble,
Yeah.
but it was the protesters.
yeah. But
And we thought he got shot, man, towards the end of the show.
yeah, because of Columbine, yeah, he came out and had that stage effect. And,
Yeah, portrayal of getting shot. And we thought it was real. It was insane.
The show itself was just phenomenal. He never topped himself after that, in my opinion.
Guns
I
Got
don't
Government
think so
tour was
either.
good, but
Yeah.
Mechanical Animals topped it.
When I bid farewell to Black Sabbath, that was a very, very big one for me.
Great live band. I've seen him
Saying
several
goodbye to Tony and Geezer and Ozzy.
Yeah, yeah,
I wish Bill would have been there, but I did see him with Bill, the original 4, a few times. But, farewell to Sabbath hit me hard.
Yep.
Metallica, I saw him on the Injustice for All tour in '88.
Badass.
Another Market Square show. It was my second concert ever, and that stage production and the sound of that PA was just, I've never forgotten. And then it was on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
That venue, man.
I had a very upset mother that
I
day.
I miss Market Square more than any
I
other
remember
venue.
seeing Metallica the first time I actually seen them at that Monsters of Rock.
Yeah.
With Van Halen and them. I didn't know who really were, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden they came on, and the whole arena were banging their heads, hair flying everywhere, banging out to it, and I was just like, holy shit. What the hell? I was like, this is crazier than fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it was just, they took over the building, and I didn't really know who they were at that time, and it just floored me.
I didn't see him until their Reload tour. And even though people didn't like that album, I still to this day, I like the
love
Reload
that
album. That show, seeing them live, they know what they're
They put
doing.
on
They
that,
are
yeah.
they are
They're on that.
seasoned veterans.
I've
If
seen
you
them
can
like
see
10
Metallica
times. They're
live,
always incredible.
go see Metallica
They're
live.
always
They know what
incredible.
they're great.
When
live.
I went and seen them the second time on the last tour, I looked at my best friend Adam. It was his first show with them. I said, when that Good, the Bad, and the Ugly thing hits, the air will change.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep, it takes people's breath away, man. They are a good live band for sure.
Absolutely.
What else you got, man?
Also,
I better mention the Slayer show because I didn't.
I was just getting ready to, my man. When I saw Slayer do the Rain and Blood in its entirety,
Yes.
and it actually rained blood on the stage and covered them, the whole front row, in blood. I'll never, ever, and I saw Slayer like you, dude, 15, 16 times or something like that, something ridiculous.
18 for me.
I'm right there with you.
I had to
But-
cut my list short, or I would have talked about.
And then I met all four of them after the show, met the whole original four guys, and just,
I never did, so
yeah, well, I got
I'm
lucky.
not worthy.
I got lucky, man. There's so many. In all honesty, I mean,
There's a lot.
Sarah McLachlan was one of the best shows I've ever seen, and I'll say that as a fucking dude, and I don't care.
I forgot one.
It was a great show. It was unbelievable. Neil Diamond was unbelievable.
No, he's a big. I never got to see him.
Great show. I've been to some weird
Man,
shit.
I'd like to see him.
Motorhead. Great show.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I've heard both ways with them. I've heard that they played too loud. I've heard people say.
Motorhead played in Indianapolis was one of the last shows where he died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
The Mayhem
September
Fest.
9th, of 15.
Yeah, Mayhem.
Yeah, I saw that. I was there.
And I read an article about
The
some other
Slayer
stuff,
played
and they were
that
saying
show.
that was
Yeah.
like one of the last shows he did before he died.
And I thought it was great, but I heard people say that sometimes their shows were like so loud
Oh, they were.
that it was like
very
it was
loud.
distorting and just bad.
That's what they wanted, though.
No, it was.
Mayhem
They put on a good show.
2015. I was there. Motorhead wasn't.
The last Mayhem,
Yeah, this was on. I
May,
thought it was in
Motorhead and Slayer was at the
September
last
2015.
That was
when it
13,
was, so-
2013,
So,
I think. I thought. But anyway,
The last
more?
Mayhem.
Look, I can
Slayer
keep going,
and
man.
King
There's a ton and ton.
I mean, yeah, I know there's some
Yeah.
stories. That's why I started writing mine down.
I mean, Van Halen, when I saw them finally reunited with Roth,
Yeah.
I mean,
That was a good time.
just real quick, I got it. I can't go without. I got to add one more. Juliette Lewis. She had a band for a while, and she played at the patio. I know we've talked about the patio before. Like
It was a great
she
place.
leaned down, put her hand on my shoulder, and was singing a song called "Seven Signs of Love," like right in my face.
yeah.
And I can't just her energy. Like if she wasn't who she was, like her voice is real high pitched and whiny. I wouldn't like her if she wasn't Juliette Lewis, but the
Yeah.
fact that she was, her live performance was just phenomenal. So I got to throw that out there.
Dave Grohl was the drummer on one of those records.
Studio drummer, yeah. He played drums for one of her albums. She got a lot of famous musicians to play with her, but anyway.
So my last one, probably my favorite show of all time. This may shock a couple people, it may not. But one of them also is anytime I've seen Ghost. Let me throw that out there. For any of my Ghost haters, go fuck yourself. They're amazing.
Oh man, I want to see him live.
Go
I do.
see them live.
I wanna
if
see
you
'em
haven't.
live.
It'll probably change your mind.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of them, but
But that's what it took for me. Once
Yeah.
I saw them live, I was sold, man. And I've seen 5 rituals now and more to come easily. But my all-time favorite show, I think, is probably when I went and saw Black Label Society and Down together in Fort Wayne at the rewind. Got that damn venue. Oh well. Anyway, it was
Pierre's?
Pierre's. Yes, thank you, Kyle. Pierre Down and Black Label Society,
That venue sucks.
and the opening band was Howard Jones from Killswitch Engage and the Butcher Babies, and just all around, just the vibe of that show. That's when I got to meet Phil and Down. I had a very special moment with Phil. Talk about Dime.
You met him. Cool.
I did, and he took my Dime razor blade in his hand, man, and he went like this, and put his other hand on it, and he bowed to me, and he goes, and he let go of it, looked me right in the eye, and he goes, "That was for Dime."
Yeah. Awesome.
I lost my shit. Ain't gonna lie, I cried.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was at that show with actually with April. If you're watching, honey, you know we talked about it the other day. So
Cool.
Down in Black Label was. I left there like I just lost my virginity. I was so happy.
Last one, I promise. I forgot to mention this one. I promise this is it. But Pantera and White Zombie. David Mitchell and I talked about that. 96.
Great
What
show.
you was there, right?
Yes, sir.
You and I both saw Pantera multiple times. I can't believe both of us forgot to mention them.
Yeah, I don't know
Okay.
how I did that.
Yeah.
I seen White Zombie by themselves in Columbus.
I was at
Man,
that
I'll
show.
tell you there.
That's the only reason I
Incredible.
interrupted there, man.
Yeah,
like I said, I
crazy
promise
show.
that's my last one. But yeah, Pantera with, well, White Zombie played first. Deftones actually opened up. But,
Yes.
Pantera, just golly, that show. Like I said, David Mitchell was there. We wasn't together, but still so many.
And that's also the night if Bruce Fenton happens to be watching. He got on stage and sung a
Yep.
new level with Pantera. And it should have been Brandon. No offense, Bruce. But, you know,
Yeah.
Brandon's gone. Let's give him a little shine there, man.
But hey, man, that was great for us local guys.
Absolutely.
All right,
So, is that it for you?
we got to moving on.
I mean, any Pantera show was the top of my
those
list.
were
But
good back in the day.
I've seen them 14 times, luckily.
Well, some of mine, I got some stories that go along with them too. So, but
All right.
let's
Let's hear it.
on the
Imagine Mike. Here you go.
Some of the first ones when we went to the Guns N' Roses and Metallica Faith No More show at
Yes.
the Dome. I actually went with Heather Ware and some other people, and we got to go backstage and meet them after the show, and we were there until freaking 6 in the morning. I mean, they had buffet food back there, everything. We just sat back there, and I was really tickled pink to meet Mike Patton because
Oh,
that doesn't happen very often, and so I always tell Ellis about that
Yeah.
story since he's a big fan.
By the way, I wasn't imitating Heather there. That was
Yeah.
Mike. Mike was flashing
yeah,
stage.
right. Yeah, right.
But yeah, that was a really cool show. Me and one of my buddies, we were there until like 6 in the morning. We got to meet all the guys. It was incredible. Another fun show. This is one of the early shows I went to as a kid when us and all the guys, and I think you said you went, got in the car and went to see Poison when it was like 30 below
Yeah.
zero, and it was General Mission. We had to stand outside.
It's December of '89.
Oh my God, it was so
there.
cold.
Yep.
But it was just a memorable time where me, Doug Cole, and
Yep.
Brad Ford and a bunch of guys went to that. It was really cool.
It was Poison and Tesla, right?
Yep.
Yep.
It was great. Yeah, but man, I'm telling you, that was a cold ass show.
Yeah, it was. I remember.
Also, I was lucky to see U2 several times, about 4 times.
Heck
But
yeah.
one of the times they came to Casico, and the floor was General Mission, and me and my sister went, and we got to get like basically front row seats, and it was because it was General Mission, and I'll never forget that. Me and my sister
Oh yeah.
being right up there, as close could be. It was an incredible time.
Right.
Also, always the Motley Crue show you were talking about. I was up front and got to shake Vince Neil's hand one time, and that just was one of the coolest things. That was one of the first things I ever got to do at a music show that meant
Nowadays,
something.
it eats you.
Yeah, or you had to pay extra for their freaking, VIP
'Cause
thing
it's
or
fat.
something. So,
What are you two?
First he's bashing gays, now he's talking about fat people.
yeah.
And he's both. He's a fat, gay, crippled man.
Who are we talking about?
Anyway, Motley Crue.
Oh yeah. Well,
Uh,
you too, man. I've heard that their stage shows.
Incredible show.
Yeah,
Ours
are like
legends.
Our stage show?
Oh yeah, we're incredible
no
too.
U2s, not
Oh,
U2.
no.
Oh golly!
but-
Wow.
Our shit's
Oh,
up
This
there.
comes
Wow.
from Shannon said
Cheese
previous
alert!
one,
Cheese alert!
No. Other than like the Lollapaloozas and stuff, because I grew up and went to all those. I went to the very first one and been to all of them. Those were great. But to me, probably, and I got a whole bunch of others to tell you, but greatest show I would think would have been Prince.
Fuck, I left him off my list.
I saw Prince.
I got to see him
Yeah.
a couple different times. The first time I saw him with, and this is so funny, I saw him with R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Did he on you?
And I was like the only white person there. It was
I
like a
believe that,
convention
yeah.
center. And he came up on stage, and all these black people just like stormed and almost trampled me and another guy standing in the aisleway.
Yeah.
Because they were like, "Oh, R. Kelly," you know, they were like up there throwing their
Into it.
panties and everything.
Wow, Mike
mean,
got bombarded with panties.
But I also got to see him with Prince again, and that's when I knew the guys that owned Deer Creek real well, and I got really good seats. And actually, Reggie Miller was sitting behind me.
You're
And,
just telling say,
him and his wife were sitting behind me. Got to say hi to him.
Isn't that awesome when like somebody that famous is
Yeah.
actually behind you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like
The other person I would say, the
I
greatest
do that.
person I ever got to see, I got to see
do.
Paul McCartney.
Right.
oh,
amazing.
dude.
Me and my sis got to go see him, and he was incredible.
I want to see him for
Those
the
are
guys.
definitely the two greatest
Lucky you,
shows
man.
I
Adam's seen him
ever
two
got to
times.
see was Prince and Paul McCartney.
Yeah, I can't leave
Yeah.
Prince off, man. You're right.
Yeah.
Was that 97?
Oh God, I seen him twice, so
Because he played Deer Creek
it
in
was-
97.
it had, and the other one had to be like 95 or 4 or something like that, because it was with R. Kelly, and he didn't have anybody else open for him after that. He
That's
was
when I
just-
saw him. It was
It was just
so,
by himself. So
Okay.
yeah.
An evening with Prince.
Also,
Yes.
another great show, and this one's always a memorable one to me because I actually took my mom to see Bob Seger.
Dude, my parents love. They just went and saw
He-
him not too long
It
ago.
was incredible.
2 years
I've
ago?
seen him twice, and it's
Incredible.
They
it's,
bought me a shirt. I
uh,
almost wore that shirt tonight.
Yeah.
I'll wear it maybe
yeah.
next week or the week after.
Van Halen's always been one of my favorite people. I got to go backstage and meet Sammy and Eddie and all them. Eddie
So
was
it was
a prick.
Sammy.
So was Alex. They
I
were
believe
jerks.
Yeah.
Really disappointed me since he was an idol of mine. But Sammy was awesome. Gave me a big noogie and he was nuts like you think. It was really, really cool.
I've heard people say
That's all I like
that.
to
So
hear.
it was with him and not David.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
No, I've seen him with David.
I haven't seen him with David, so I was always with Sammy and all
Okay.
that. So.
Well, I've always heard Sammy was a great guy.
I asked you if you wanted to go see him with David when
Yeah.
they got back together.
I wanted to see that, but
That was cool.
also one of the greatest shows I ever got to see, and we've talked about this before, but Pink Floyd was at Columbus, Ohio Outdoors.
Oh,
At,
wow.
at Buckeye Stadium one year.
Man.
I had 4 Karma stores at that time in Columbus, and we still sold the Ticketmaster tickets. So you had to stand in line, and I am telling you that was the biggest concert selling show I've ever dealt with in my entire life. I mean, back then it was cash only too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know I had over $70,000 or $80,000 in cash
Yep.
that we sold of these people for just this show. That's how many people. It was
I'll
crazy.
bet.
Well,
I bet.
Crazy.
Newcastle, I was at
Yeah.
the time, the same way.
I mean, it was nuts, but it was one of the greatest shows outdoors,
I'll
all the
bet,
lights,
dude.
everything.
I saw Roger Waters.
yeah.
Incredible show.
We both saw Roger Waters, which is pretty damn close.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, he did Dark Side of the Moon and surround sound.
But
Oh,
it
yeah,
wasn't
I've seen
nothing
that.
like.
I went to that. That was great.
I can't believe I
So-
left that off my list.
Yeah, I got to see that too.
You saw the whole band though.
Yeah.
No Waters.
Uh,
He's
not
on
Waters, just
Gilmore
the-
Flunnan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I seen both of them.
Hey, before you go any further, I got something I forgot I brought you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's one more for seeing Pink Floyd. Fuck
This
you.
guy.
Sitting there, yeah. Also, just because it was a good story, I got to see Peter Gabriel once. Man,
I bet that was
I'm
a good
it
jealous.
was real
I am
good.
too.
Why doesn't he tour
He
anymore,
did,
man?
I don't know.
I wish he would get back out there. 'Cause
I think
prog
he
rock
has
was
a-
making a comeback. you know?
that Woo Mad thing he was doing, and I got to see
I think
him.
that
It
was
was
a really
great.
good
What was his stage show like, man?
Trippy, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
it was just he just put on a show. He didn't do anything extravagant. It was just
Yeah, okay.
that, and there was I got to meet a bunch of people at the show, and it was just a crazy time. It was raining, everybody's dancing. It was just an
Okay.
incredible time.
Okay. I was always
really,
curious
really
what his
good
shows
feeling.
would be like.
Kind of like a Dead show on steroids or something. It was really cool. My 2 best stories I saved for last here. Obviously, I got to meet Ozzy and Sharon one time, basically by myself.
I got a second one. Hold
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Get it out of here.
This is one of my funniest
Let the man
stories I
tell
ever
a
had, so
story.
I love telling this to everybody. I got to meet Sharon and Ozzy. Ozzy, by themselves, really. He was not feeling very well. It was like when the No More Tears thing came out, and we got to talk to him. But it was really funny because that Sharon was. You ever seen that robot? That has a real funny face, like it's happy, and
Many
then it
faces.
turns and it's real evil.
Yep.
That is what she was like when I met her.
Yeah.
It was so funny because I was with the Sony guy. That's how we got to meet people. We were buddies, with all these record label guys, and she asked if I had gotten a new stand up and a CD promo of Ozzy, and I hadn't. So I said no. Well, she was like, Michael, I just wanted to find out about that, and then boom, it was like. This guy I was with was named Tony, and she's like, "What the fuck, Tony? Why would you not have that stuff? We pay you guys a lot of money to have that. That's bullshit. You need to give him his shit." And then it just turned back to the smiley face, like, "Michael, we'll take care of that for you. We'll get it, and all that." And then all of a sudden, she was asking, "Oh, hey, Mike, did you get the new, stand up or this stuff of Ozzy, that just came out?" And I was like. I was scared to answer. And I was like, "No, I didn't." And just like that face turned. "What the fuck, Tony? Do you even work? Do you even do a job? Do you even have, we pay you this money and all that?" And she was so mean to him. I was so embarrassed after we left. I had to apologize to him. I was like, "Man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you yelled at,
That's a business one.
But yeah, she is. She was totally in charge. If something Ozzy didn't say right, she fixed it and said it. It was exactly what you
And
think.
that was definitely a full-time job.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I believe that.
He
Man.
made that
Yeah.
video just here recently of it,
Right,
of
right.
what he went through. So the other one was one of the best times I ever had. Was I got to know and become friends with the guys from Alice in Chains.
I met them too.
Jerry was a great guy, and it was really just out of whim. I went to see him every time. I was up front, and Jerry recognized me after a few times and invited me backstage, and then I got to know him a little bit. He'd call me every once in a while about some stuff on the stores, and that was when I was in Columbus, so it was really good. Actually, we went out. The fun story was we went out to a strip club that night, and Lane was doing drugs on top of the strip clubs in front of all the dancers. It was really freaky. I was surprised we didn't get arrested and put in jail. We went back to the hotel that night, and it was real funny. He picked up a couple of chicks out in the lobby, took them upstairs, and it was just a crazy time,
That's
Oh,
going
Lane
to
Staley.
strip clubs,
God rest her
drugs,
soul,
sex,
man.
rock and roll, all in one evening. It was quite a crazy night. So
But did he pick up the chicks this way? It's my only question. Did he look at him and go, "Hey"? Nobody? It's from the song again.
I got you. I got you. It was random out of nowhere, but
That's a
I
bad
get
dad
you.
joke, sorry.
Hey, what is that
So-
song?
Again?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, do it again.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
and he did it again and again and again. So just so I could see, kind of I was like, "Oh yeah, I could see why this guy died eventually."
Yeah, when I met him, he was pretty
Yeah.
fucked up.
He's fucked up.
He was a
I
party
did get to meet
man.
Pearl Jam one time too. That was always a great story too.
That's
Pearl
definitely
Jam.
another one of my favorite concerts I
Yeah.
forgot to mention.
Pearl
Pearl Jam
Jam.
was
That was a great one.
I think it was
I seen them real early in life. They were with at the convention center, opened up for the Chili Peppers and Smashing Pumpkins.
yes.
I've never seen Chili Peppers. And
Yeah,
I want
great
to
show.
check it out.
I want to
Great
too.
show. They are awesome.
Hell yeah, man.
So,
Pearl
well,
Jam.
that's. I think that's kind of it on the shows and everything.
Man.
I want to mention one more real fast because I believe we were all three at it.
Okay, Bill.
Yeah.
And that was when the first time I saw a band that I've loved so dearly and waited so long to see, and that's when I saw 9 Inch Nails and Jane's Addiction.
Oh yeah.
Ah, was that
I
show?
thought we were all three at that. yeah.
Great.
Street Sweeper Social Club opened up,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah.
Tom Morello's
Oh,
side band.
Josh Williams and me went to that show. I remember that.
But what made that so
I seen
special?
Josh Williams. I can't believe I didn't see you.
Yeah.
that made that show special to me and you both particularly is because Jane's Addiction, my first time seeing them open with my favorite Jane's Addiction song of 3 Days.
Man,
and
that
was
was
just like, oh my
yeah.
god.
Such a psychedelic
was a
show,
great
storming
show.
that night.
a
Yeah,
tornado storm.
yeah. Nine Inch
Yeah.
Nails is another
Yeah.
just phenomenal
It was cool.
live band.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jane's Addiction,
Yeah.
great live band.
Well, all right.
And since none of you got to see Squad 51, probably that was the best show you'll ever see in your life. I have to
He's
shake
the
this.
man.
I have to shake this.
Oh,
Oh,
Lord
so-
have mercy.
All right. Well,
I heard their drummer was that.
If that's it.
asshole.
Well, he was a drunk asshole.
Yeah.
He
What
tried.
a loser.
so, all right. Well, if that's it, then don't forget Happy New Year's to everybody. Merry Christmas.
Don't drink and drive.
I'm sure Sam, other people will be playing. I know
Yes.
Waylon's playing for New Year's shows, things like that.
Yep.
Go support the local talent and have
Please
some fun.
do.
Don't drink and drive.
And
Right.
once again,
Yeah.
thank you, Sam, for playing for us. And
Yeah.
everybody out there.
Very welcome, guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
His new band's at the Rain Tree, January.
We'll have him back on real quick.
Yeah,
So we can
yeah.
Oh,
promote it.
wow. Close her out.
Yeah.
January 11th.
January 11th is
Shotgun
new band.
Revival.
Shotgun Revival. playing. All right.
Shotgun Revival.
Check out those guys.
Where the drinks are cold, the
Rain
food's
Tree.
probably shitty. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
All right.
At
So
the Rain Tree,
that's he's always at the Rain Tree on
January
Saturdays. It's
11th.
about the only night he's never been
January
there.
11th.
So check that out. We're usually there. Buy us a drink or something. That'll be all
Yeah,
good.
we had fun last week.
Yeah.
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 We-
You
yeah.
remember last
You remember
week, Bill?
last week, Bill?
Very well. I do.
Okay.
I do.
Hey, what did I hear?
Yeah. No, man.
Is that for the next show?
He was trash.
I,
Hey.
I was hoping that
Anyway.
motherfucker.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks to God. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, guys. All right.